Hello. Today we'll be discussing America's policy on narcotics, more commonly referred to as the war on drugs. A study was published in 2006 by the Journal of Contemporary Criminal Justice showing that about 56% of all inmates incarcerated in federal penitentiaries are incarcerated on narcotics offenses. After much study and research, the current American drug policy is outdated and in need of reform. This type of restructuring takes place and has often been discussed by lawmakers and other members of the community. These are the people that are responsible for how this policy is enforced. Also, these are the people that delegate the funds to how the policy is enforced. The cost is the major concern of America's war on drugs, and the cost for enforcement is very high for the American taxpayer. The annual budget this year for the defense and enforcement of our borders against narcotics trafficking has been estimated and allocated to the tune of $13 billion, according to an article in Joint Force Quarterly for 2008. The war on drugs has become a real issue as far as policy is concerned. The way that this policy is enforced is not necessarily uniform in every area for every person or in every case. In a Justice Quarterly article in 2002, it stated that there's no standard operating procedure in any court for any judge that has any set rules for how is ruled from case to case. It would seem to me that the most effective method would be the cooperation with foreign drug cartel countries. In such cases like Mexico, Colombia, El Salvador, Honduras, any South American country, that produces narcotics. In the past, the United States has used money and cooperative efforts from foreign governments to greatly reduce the amount of drugs brought into the United States. A column in USA Today back in September 26th of 2008 pointed out that the White House has been more than happy with Mexico's efforts in getting drugs and the drug supply eliminated at their source. Since 2006, a decrease of methamphetamines in the United States of about 50% and a decrease of cocaine use of about 90% has been credited to the cooperative effort of the United States and Mexico, and the White House recognizes that their cooperation is good money spent. What should the punishment be for somebody that's caught with narcotics? Rehab, education, community service? Time in a penitentiary? Obviously, what we're doing right now isn't working. The cost of incarceration is high. The cost of enforcement is high. And I really think that the focus of funds and revenues towards the problem that just continues to grow obviously is not the smartest direction for the American people in today's day and age. According to a criminologist, Nadelman, he's listed options like education, rehabilitation, and many different other types of programs that could be used in order to thwart the American usage of drugs. However, the debate really occurs because the money that's being used for this intercontinental drug problem could be used on a border-type situation with more funding being used with the foreign governments that actually produce the drugs with cooperative efforts from the Americans in order to eliminate, which has proved way more successful than the money that we're spending for enforcement and incarceration in the United States. It would seem to me that the best idea would be to contact your local congressman and ask them how they decide to vote for where this money gets allocated in the big overall scheme of things. Obviously, whatever they're allocating money for now is not working, so a committee should be formed to focus on what is the most productive, cost-effective way of keeping drugs out of America. And obviously, the current drug policy is failing us and is only growing the problem instead of reducing it overall. And that's it. Thank you.